And we apologize for the short interruption in our broadcast. Our server went down just for a second, but the Trojans are now back on offense. Run a little quick pitch out to running back Christian Bell on a 3rd and long, but it doesn't appear that they get back to the original line of scrimmage. So the punt team is coming back on the field in this one for Soddy-Daisy. Again, it's a tale of two halves. You got to continue to come out and play and not let off the pedal, because this one is not over. As Red Bank did get back on the board, they are down by 29, or a correction, 27. Doing a little bit of bad math on that, but Carter's dropping back long to punt. They are up 35-9 with 8:51 left in the third quarter. Is the Soddy-Daisy Trojans?
Actually, 26. Great punt.
Great punt by Trey Carter as he drops it past the Red Bank defender, and then it looks to appear there will be a personal foul for hitting DeMarcus Rivers late by one of the Soddy-Daisy defenders. Again, a team that is up coming out of the half, you don't want to make costly mistakes to allow the other team to get in it.
Definitely not. I mean, this game, if these 3 field goals from Red Bank were converted into touchdowns, it'd be a 2-possession game right now and a whole different story. But instead, they look to get back into it, down 26 right here.
We have another updated score out from Bradley Central. Bradley Central is up 34-27 at the end of 3 over Walker Valley, a one that you might want to keep a close eye on. But again, Notre Dame strikes on the board as they hit a 28-yard field goal and now up 33-6 over Central with just under 7 minutes to play. That was a personal foul call on Soddy-Daisy for hitting the returner late as DeMarcus Rivers dove on the ball. He comes back out as the wing back. You got Henderson. (35-9) in this one with 7:24 remaining in the quarter, forcing a 3rd and long, trying to flip the field after a possession that kind of stumbled out of the gate there for Soddy-Daisy, as Caleb Tate again has 3 receivers split out to his left, a deep back, and Robert Perry closest to us. He looks, but again hit quickly by a defensive line led by Tyler Smith. Again, if number 9 is doing everything he can for the offense, number 45 is definitely doing everything he can for the defense. Hopefully after the game we can get a quick interview with him by our Eric Sisson. Look for his article tomorrow up on the site. It's going to be a load of information if you weren't able to catch the broadcast. But we're excited about our 10-game schedule again. Next Friday night we will be at CCS as the Chargers host Lookout Valley for the Battle of Lookout Mountain. Going to be a great game.
Tyler Smith has lived in the backfield of Red Bank tonight, making his presence felt with 5 sacks. Great opening game for him.
A bobbled snap by the punter, wrapped up by the Soddy-Daisy defense, led by number 5, Zach Johnson. It's a great play as the Trojans are now again in business. We do have a couple of finals. We got a final up on the mountain. 34-18 is the final as East Hamilton goes up and beats rival Signal Mountain. A weird final there is at Whitwell, as Whitwell supposedly has won 103-13 over Grundy County, but I cannot can say this with 99% confidence. It was not 103. Not saying Whitwell could not score that much, but there's just no way you score 100 points in a high school football game. Also, that's coming to you from CoachT.com. If you want accurate scores, you need to go and download the app from Scorebird, as they provide instant tick-by-tick, play-by-play scores to your mobile device, so you're always got the most accurate scores. Go download it today free on Google Play and iTunes. We are back here. Back here, the Trojans are lined up. They are going in on the 5-yard line. Christian Bell gets the handoff, gets it up again back to the original line of scrimmage, and Justin Cook audibly now for the Trojans, trying to set up a play, hands it back off to Bell as he cuts up the middle and appears to be into the end zone for 6. That's Christian Bell for 6, his second touchdown of the night. Again, the senior making his presence felt, our third overall back in the area for 2015. Go look at our site. Check out our positional groups. Or you can get a subscription for a small monthly fee of $10.25, as we want to provide you with the best and most accurate coverage of the Chattanooga Valley. I guarantee you cannot find any better prep coverage around. If you have any questions, email us at rivercsports@gmail.com, and we'll definitely reply to you, because we always want to continue to be better in our coverage. We're going to take a quick timeout here as we take a small break, as the Trojans are up 42-9 on their rivals Red Bank with 5:28 left in the third quarter. We welcome you back to Soddy-Daisy High School, as the Trojans are up 42-9 on their rivals Red Bank with 5:21 left in the third quarter. Trey Carter lines up, kicks the ball deep, fielded by DeMarcus Rivers, runs it up to on the 31-yard line. A nice return for the senior. It is now 42-9 with 5:21 left. Eric, what for both teams? Do you start trickling in some younger players trying to gain some experience, or do you want one more score if you're Justin Barnes?
Yeah, I think this drive right here will probably determine what they do, especially for Red Bank. I said at halftime, Red Bank's got to get something positive, and I think here in the first 7 minutes of the second half, they have kind of went backwards. Got the botched punt, snap, and gave up a touchdown on just 2 plays there, as Soddy-Daisy gained possession deep in Red Bank end zone. As
the Red Bank offense comes trotting back on the field, we want to give you another update from Notre Dame Central. Ricky Ballard put an exclamation point on the evening with a 40-yard run down the right side, makes it 40-6 Notre Dame, and the Irish are looking like the Irish of old. in that one. Coming back to our game, Caleb Tate lines up, gives a hard count, gets the defensive line for Soddy-Daisy to jump and able to gain a few yards. That is one concern that you would say for the defense that's played so well tonight has been a few costly penalties.
Definitely, that is the low point for the Soddy-Daisy team as a whole, is just the penalties, both offensively and defensively, as well as the special teams penalty with the ref and the kicker earlier.
We've been waiting for an update from the Sequatchie County South Pittsburgh game as the home team, South Pittsburgh, is now up 7-0 at the end of the third as QB Holland with a 2-yard run near the end of the third quarter to put the Pirates up 7-0. Vic Grider making his return after a 2-year hiatus. Coming back to our game on the first down and 5, a run back to the line of scrimmage for the Red Bank Lions, and now another 2nd and 5 as Caleb Tate hands it back to his running back. Looked to be quickly stopped by number 32, Connor Stiles, but he was able to slip that tackle, gain a few more yards, and make this third down a little bit more manageable for the Lions.
I'd like to see Coach Grabowski right here allow Tate to throw the ball downfield a little bit. At this point, 42-9, an interception or a bad play won't necessarily hurt. Just kind of get Tate comfortable throwing the ball and let him feel more comfortable in the pocket.
Yep, for Red Bank, it's about going back to the drawing board next week and kind of find out what plays worked and what plays didn't work on the night, as Caleb Tate was continued to be flustered as he tries to go deep downfield to his running back, number 3, Henderson, but just overthrows, and that's been a tell all night long as it appears to have a Soddy-Daisy player down. So we're going to take a quick injury timeout, and we'll be right back. And we bring you back to Soddy-Daisy High School as Jacob Jordan was shaken up on the play. The defender having an outstanding game tonight. It appears it might be a knee injury, that's something that's definitely not good for the senior. Definitely not good for the senior to see that in a game that it has been much of a blowout all night long with 3:57 left in the ball game as Red Bank is lining up to go for it. Oh, an arid snap. It looks like it might be falling on by the Soddy-Daisy defense. A couple of defenders tried to pick it up and scoop and score, but no one could get the handle on it initially, so they eventually fall on it. Nothing has gone right for the Red Bank offense tonight as they are facing now their backs up against the wall for as much as 7 consecutive times tonight as Justin Cook is in place. You would think if they were able to score right now that they would probably likely put some backups in. I know only being in the third quarter, but we might likely see some reserves in this one. We're back here from Soddy-Daisy High School as Trey Stamper was able to get up off of his own power and walk to the sideline, as now the Trojans are again knocking on the door of the Red Bank end zone from the 1-yard line on the second down. Cook is still your quarterback, makes a quick throw to Holcomb, number 4, the junior wide receiver Jaden Holcomb, with a great catch there, able to retain the ball off of a big hit, but a good catch by the young receiver, replacing a great one in Levi Thornton there, with Jacob Lemon replacing ex-senior Blake Smith. But this offense has not missed a beat here in the first game of the season, now up 48-9 with 3:27 left in the ball game.
Yeah, that was a good throw right there by Cook in some traffic, and a great catch by Holcomb to pull that one down as he got hit in the end zone.
One definitely great thing that you want to see is, even in a blowout, the Red Bank faithful has stayed on the opposing sideline for most of the night. It seems some have started to trickle out after this one, but a great sign to see when you still have some support from your original fan base.
Right, and as the lead extends to 40 points at 49-9, we see the continue to go in the third quarter here.
And we want to give you another final scores: East Ridge 20, Polk County 7. In that game, the Pioneers moved to 1-0, a great win for Tracy Malone in his 4th season at East Ridge High School in a loaded 3-3A district. Always good to win your non-district games, and they did that tonight.
It's interesting to see how Polk County responds after they've made the playoffs over 10 years under Derek Davis, but last year went 0-10, so it's going to be interesting to see how Polk County responds from a devastating season last season that they're really not used to.
Another update, Deron Banks makes it a 26-6 game as Sevier County has opened it up against Cleveland with 2:42 left in that game. Also, CCS is up 24-21 on Brainerd with 24 seconds left in the ballgame. Would be a great win for the young Chargers team under second-year head coach Ron Spence.
Definitely a big win right there for them if they indeed do wrap it up. But I think an impressive showing also from the Brainerd Panthers there that showed a lot of talent last week in the Jamboree, and I think it looks like they've came out and hung tough with the Chargers, who have a pretty good offensive attack. They're led by Matthew Mercer, the first-year starter at quarterback.
Another game update. Sweetwater is up 20-7 late in the game over Meigs County. That's one to watch as we extended our covers to Meigs County this year. As Trey Carter, back in our action, kicks off. The Trojans have not moved anybody from their original starters. As number 16, Garrett Richardson, the freshman, coming up and making a good lick there for the Soddy-Daisy Trojans. It's good to see a freshman coming up making a lick like that.
Definitely is. I'd say you would see some more of those freshmen coming into play right here in it. But it does appear Coach Grabowski is trotting Tate back out there for Red Bank.
I guess in a long season, when you have at least 9 more games guaranteed, you want to get as much experience as you can for a quarterback who needs a bunch of confidence, who hasn't found much from tonight. So I kind of like the move of keeping him in the game to get him some more. But I would give him some more opportunities, some things to go down the field, some more passes, a little bit stuff they haven't ran yet.
Yeah, things are definitely not going to get any easier for Red Bank next week as they play Baylor, and then the rest of their schedule is terrible, with games against McMinn Central, Alcoa, Notre Dame, Signal Mountain, and region contests. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how this season plays out for Red Bank for sure.
We're at a score of 49-9 as the Soddy-Daisy Trojans go into the fourth quarter with a 40-point lead over their rivals to the south. As the clock will start to continue to run when we come back from this short break, we'll try to get some finals for you. And don't go anywhere, because we're trying to provide you the best coverage of the Chattanooga area in prep athletics. So hang tight. I know this one seems to be a blowout, but we can continue to give some good analysis and see and what you can look forward to for the rest of the year. We're back from Soddy-Daisy High School as the Red Bank Lions are trying to make something happen here in the fourth quarter, down by 40 points, 40-9 on the road late in the fourth quarter. And Caleb Tate rolls out to his left, tries a little bit of Hubie Campbell when no one is open downfield, gets up. It's going to be coming up. Be a correction. Will be 4th down and 2 on the play. Try to get another score for you. You have a 26-6 score final from Sevier County over Cleveland as Deuce Wallace and Doron Banks, 2 SEC football commits, come down to Cleveland and spoil Scott Cummings' opening night as the head coach at Cleveland High School.
Yeah, I think that's kind of expected going starting the season here with Coach Cummings. I think with him, the season is only going to get better as his young players progress and move forward. But I think the Raiders are still a year away from big things, though, in Cleveland.
Red Bank back in the shotgun, hands it off to Henderson, who makes a nice move on 4th down, but it appears does not get back to the line of scrimmage, but likely to get a measurement. Depend on where they landed that knee down. We'll see if they get it or not. We have a score update from Sequatchie Valley. Sequatchie answers with a touchdown but fails on a 2-point try. South Pitt still leads 7-6 with 9:49 to go in that game from South Pittsburg High School.
That's definitely a strange decision to go for 2 right there and try to take the lead instead of just tying it up and kicking the field goal with plenty of time.
Maybe new coach Adam Kane doesn't have that much confidence like Chad Grabowski does in his kicker, but that's something that's definitely need to be sure to fixed going forward, because if you can tie a game up, that might come back to bite them later on with a game that hasn't seemed to be able to score.
Definitely, and a fumble on the snap by Soddy-Daisy. It looks like Justin Cook is finally pulled from the game. Number 8,
Gavin Chambers have come into the game at quarterback, and a quick turnover. Definitely something that you don't want to see, as Soddy-Daisy appears to go to the reserves, but Red Bank has kept their first team in there. So it'll be interesting to see how Red Bank's first team goes against Soddy-Daisy's 2s. Again, when we get within under 5 minutes, we will cut our broadcast short for tonight because of the likelihood of the blowout and our time left on our broadcast, so we apologize with that. But again, right now, 49-9 with 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in this game, as Red Bank has totally come out cold in this one. We'll host Baylor next week, so a lot of answers need to fix quickly for the Lions. And Soddy-Daisy coming out hot out of the gate like they did last year, and we'll host Central next week.
Right, I like Soddy-Daisy in that matchup with Central next week. I think their offensive attack, I don't know who Central has that can guard Trey Carter and stop this passing attack for Soddy-Daisy, but I think Central may match up a little better on the offensively against Soddy-Daisy's defense. Central has a few more playmakers on the offensive side of the ball than Red Bank does.
That is a matter of fact. Let's just go ahead and think about next week in our game of the week. Talk a little bit about speculation. CCS getting the win tonight over Brainerd, 24-21. A pretty good game there for CCS, as they will host next week against Lookout Valley, who was recently blown out by Silverdale. So in our week 2 game of the week for Lookout Mountain, what's expected from those 2 teams?
Well, I think you just got to see how Lookout Valley responds from getting blown out tonight by Silverdale, and then they go and face an even bigger school in CCS after CCS is leading Brainerd tonight. And I think Lookout Valley just has to try to be competitive for all 4 quarters. They are way outnumbered in depth, and that I think that could be a game and a kind of a rivalry like that could be close for a couple quarters, but depth from CCS will just allow them to pull away in the end.
It will be interesting to see if how some things transpire with some games that may be a little bit more competitive at CCS. We still plan on being there, but we might switch it up. We'll look at our week 2 games, but we will definitely let you know on the site before next Friday where we'll be landing up. But for right now, we will be at CCS versus Lookout Valley at the campus of CCS for the Battle of Lookout Valley. But as we roll under 8 minutes and 20 seconds left, Soddy-Daisy is still up 49-9 with most of their reserves in the defense. The first team offense, looking at some film on the sidelines, as many teams in the area have now come to check up on this live broadcast from the sidelines that they have. A pretty cool technique there to help them out.
It definitely is. That is definitely a thing that you can benefit from, having that. We saw Baylor and McCalla use that, and it's come down to Soddy-Daisy here. I mean, anytime you can see what is happening out on the field from a bird's eye view with the film or even pictures printed off, it gives you an advantage to see what's going on, gives you a different angle.
We have another update from a score, another end of the third quarter that seems like it's taken forever. Riverdale 9, Ooltewah 3, as the Owls are hosting the Riverdale from Murfreesboro. The Owls need to make something happen late in this one before they fall to 0-1, before they travel up to Signal Mountain next week.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like I said before, this Riverdale team's a good team, a good contest for Ooltewah, but we'll see how the fourth quarter plays out, and definitely still in that. It's strange to see this Ooltewah offense held to only 3 points under Coach Akins over there at Ooltewah. Scored 20 points in a jamboree last week and only 3 points through 3 quarters.
Yeah, that just shows how well that defense is prepared. That is of Riverdale, but we're back to the action here as Red Bank continues to play their starters. Caleb Tate still in this game, down 40 with 6 minutes and 45 seconds. And again, as the clock rolls at 5 minutes, we will cut our broadcast short tonight due to air time because of the elongated portion of this game. But again, Soddy-Daisy is up 49-9, but we'll have a full, complete breakdown on the site tomorrow morning by our RCS insider, Eric Sisson, and we'll have highlights from tonight's game. Again, we thank you for tuning in to this live broadcast from Soddy-Daisy High School. We cannot thank the hospitality from the logistics staff here up in the press box with us, accommodating us and News Channel 9 up here. Also want to give a big shout-out to our media guys in Famed Media. Go check them out on Twitter and Facebook. They're putting out a lot of things. You want to redesign your logo, you might want to highlight video, or you might want to do some photographies or for photos for your wedding or any other media related. Go and contact the guys over at Famed Media because they will definitely hook you up. But we have rolled down to 5:45 as Red Bank is still on offense. But we're going to go ahead and chime out for this one as Soddy-Daisy is up 49-9, and we'll get a final score up for you on Twitter. But we again thank you for rolling in on this game. Again, complete breakdown on the site tomorrow morning with a publication by Eric Sisson and also a video breakdown from yours truly, John Neal, as your host. We'll be live next week from CCS Lookout Valley in the Battle of Lookout Mountain. Thank you for tuning in.